Critical travel rules for green card holders in 2025. A complete guide to new U.S. reentry scrutiny and residency requirements. If you're a lawful permanent resident of the United States, traveling abroad in 2025 comes with new expectations. In this video, we're walking you through 5 new travel rules that can determine how smoothly or how stressfully you re-enter the U.S. with your green card. Today's video is especially important for anyone planning to travel abroad on a green card. Whether you're going for 10 days or 10 weeks, the rules around proving you haven't abandoned your permanent residency have changed. Let's break it all down, clearly, calmly, and factually. Rule number 1. Intent to reside now overrides trip duration. For years, the basic guideline was simple. Stay abroad for less than 180 days, and you're safe. But in 2025, CBP and USCIS are placing increased weight on your overall lifestyle pattern, not just how long you were gone. That means the intent to reside test has become the key factor in determining whether you've maintained your U.S. permanent residency. What CBP now looks at: do you maintain a valid U.S. residential address? Do you have active U.S. bank accounts and bills in your name? Are you employed, self-employed, or enrolled in school in the U.S.? Do you file U.S. taxes as a resident? Do you return frequently, but without a clear home base? Even if your trip was under 6 months, a weak answer to these questions could result in secondary inspection, where you may be asked to provide documentation or explain your intent. Real-world example. A green card holder traveled to the UK for just 3.5 months. At re-entry, he was questioned, sent to secondary inspection, and asked to provide proof of ties. His license was expired, and his bank statement was in his checked luggage. He waited 4 hours to prove he still lived in the U.S. Rule number 2. Frequent travel is a red flag. Green card holders have the right to travel, but repetitive, frequent, or extended trips abroad are now being treated as a pattern that may indicate a shift in residency. CBP officers may ask, why do you travel so frequently? Where do you actually live? What's your source of income? If your travel appears more like commuting between countries than residing in the U.S., your green card could be flagged. What helps? Proof of remote employment with a U.S.-based company, business travel letters or contracts, a consistent U.S. lease, utility bills, and phone plan, U.S. tax filings that reflect you as a resident. Even if your trips are short, too many without a clear purpose or proof of U.S. roots can become a liability. Rule number 3. Reentry permits are no longer bulletproof. A reentry permit allows green card holders to remain outside the U.S. for up to 2 years without losing status. While that legal protection still exists, CBP officers are increasingly verifying whether your stated reason for being abroad matches your permit. Example. If your application said you were caring for an elderly parent, but now you mention running a business, they may view the discrepancy as suspicious. What to carry? The original reentry permit. Evidence that supports the reason you gave USCIS. Proof of U.S. ties, property, bank accounts, taxes, or family. This helps officers verify that your absence wasn't an abandonment of status, but a documented, limited situation. Rule number 4. 4 specific red flags you must avoid. There are 4 common red flags that trigger deeper questioning at the border, even for short trips. 1. Expired U.S. driver's license or ID. An expired license may suggest you haven't been in the U.S. for a while. Renew it before your trip. 2. No active U.S. bank account. This signals potential financial disconnection. Keeping an account, even with minimal activity, shows you're still rooted in the U.S. 3. No recent U.S. income or work. Whether you're employed, freelancing, or running a business, bring proof of how you support yourself while maintaining U.S. residence. 4. No immediate family or home in the U.S. If your closest family and property are all abroad, it weakens your claim to be living in the U.S. Officers don't need all 4 to refer you to secondary inspection. Even one of these, combined with frequent travel, can create a problem. Rule number 5. IRS, DHS data sharing now impacts reentry. In 2025, the IRS began sharing taxpayer information with immigration authorities, including IC and CBP. This includes filing status, addresses, and years where no tax return was submitted. For green card holders, filing U.S. taxes as a resident is not optional. It's a legal expectation. If you didn't file taxes, filed as a non-resident alien, declared all income as foreign, and had no U.S. financial footprint, you may be flagged at re-entry and asked to explain your filings. Recommended action: always file as a U.S. resident. Report global income, even if tax-exempt by treaty. Keep copies of recent returns and W-2s or 1099s in your files. These filings prove your intent to reside more than any verbal explanation ever could. Bonus rule: be prepared for digital screening. U.S. border officers are legally allowed to inspect phones, laptops, and tablets without a warrant. Although rare, these inspections can involve a looking at social media, a reading messages or emails, a checking your photos, calendar, or browsing history. Officers may ask for passwords. Refusing isn't illegal, but it can result in the device being detained or your re-entry delayed. Digital safety tips: travel with a clean phone. A logout of personal accounts or delete sensitive data. Store all essential documents offline or in hard copy. Disable fingerprint/face unlock to avoid accidental access. Summary of all 5 rules. Let's recap. 1. Intent to reside now outweighs trip duration. 2. Frequent travel may trigger additional questioning. 3. Re-entry permits are scrutinized for consistency. 4. Red flags like expired IDs or no bank account may delay your entry. 5. IRS data now plays a role, so tax compliance is essential. Final thoughts. Green card travel in 2025 isn't restricted, but it's under a new level of scrutiny. Even if you're traveling for valid reasons, your paperwork, patterns, and digital footprint must reflect that you still live in the United States. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for future updates. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.